This is Haley, who's coming in for her very first acupuncture treatment ever. So Haley, tell me about your headache.
Well, I got my COVID booster yesterday and woke up with a headache, and it's not too bad, but still pretty bad. I'm just not feeling 100%, and I have kind of like really clammy hands, so it almost feels like the chills a little bit.
Where exactly is your headache?
It's all the way around my head, kind of this way. It feels like just a band around my head.
What kind of pain is it? Does it feel sharp or heavy? Is it pressure,
Just
throbbing?
a dull ache all along that area.
And does it feel more like a squeezing or like a...
Definitely a squeezing.
And then do you have headaches besides this one? Is this normal for you or abnormal?
It depends. I think it's a little worse right now too because I have allergies pretty bad.
And do you get headaches with your allergies?
Always.
What other symptoms do you get with your allergies?
Very stuffy nose, scratchy throat, watery eyes, itchy eyes.
So now I'm going to work on a pulse diagnosis. This is an ancient Chinese technique for understanding the inner working of the body. And this can give us a lot of information about which meridians are out of balance and which organs are out of balance. All right, so as I'm feeling Haley's pulses here, they feel a little rapid, which tells me she's probably a little nervous about being on camera and a little nervous about getting acupuncture. Are you feeling a little nervous for this?
A little nervous, yep.
But also I'm feeling that her pulse is just a little bit too full and expanding, and this gives us an idea that for Haley particularly, the type of headache that she's experiencing and describing in Chinese medicine is what we would call a stomach and a spleen headache or dampness. On top of that, a lot of times people will have allergies that have with nasal and sinus congestion, sometimes postnasal drip. Luckily, in this treatment, we can combine a lot of the acupuncture points together for Haley, not just treating her symptoms with today's headache, but also the underlying imbalances. And so we're gonna get started with your acupuncture session. All right, so I just got done washing my hands. We're gonna quickly clean the acupuncture points with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and then we'll get started. Do you have any questions before we get started?
Where all will you be acupuncturing for headaches?
I am going to do a combination of different points. First of all, we'll be doing a few points to strengthen the lungs and the digestive system, which are the ultimate causes of this heaviness and this type of headache. We will also be doing points specific for your headache. So we're gonna start off needling a few points around the elbows and knees, and this will start with treating the root of the imbalance.
I barely felt that. Not even at all.
Perfect.
Wow. That's a pleasant surprise.
Some of these you might feel a little bit stronger than others. Now coming into the hands and the feet, these are the points that are particularly good at treating headaches. So I'm going to carefully find where it feels right there. Does that feel like the most tender spot?
Probably, yeah, kind of where you were first.
That
Definitely
one?
right there.
Perfect. This one might be a little bit more tender. The ones that are
Ooh.
good at...
A little bit more, but an interesting feeling. It definitely didn't hurt. It was just weird.
The points that are really good at getting rid of headaches are generally a little bit more tender. They come with a little bit more power, but it should feel more like getting a trigger point worked down or a good massage where it's that therapeutic, weird feeling, not necessarily pain. All right. So in acupuncture, as often as possible, we try to match the points in the arms and the legs. So these points down by the knees are going to match or pair with the ones up in the elbows, and together on both sides of the body. That will help bring balance back to the fluid mechanisms in your body and help clear up a lot of the allergies. If you have any digestive problems, you might notice that is helped a lot too. So this one down in the foot pairs with the one up in the hand, and together they're a very powerful combination for opening up any kind of discomfort in the front of the face. So that can be allergies, frontal headaches, facial pain, tooth pain, but they're also particularly good at balancing stress and anxiety. So they're one of my favorite acupuncture pairs.
This one in my hand over here it doesn't hurt, but it feels really, really weird. Is that normal?
That is really normal, especially if you have a headache or if you have a lot of stress at the moment. The more powerful that point is, the more powerfully it's working at getting rid of those discomforts. All right, now we're gonna try to find the back side of this headache. Is it coming down into your neck,
yeah,
or is it higher?
It's almost a little bit lower and more, yep.
Get right in here.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to find the same point on the opposite side, trying to create balance within the body, create the smooth flow of circulation and energy.
Ooh.
And there are a lot of acupuncture points in the back of the neck, and just finding the one that's the most tender is usually going to be the most helpful. And then in the front, is it wrapping to your forehead? Is it going a little higher, a little lower?
A little bit higher than that. Oh, yeah, about right there.
Up into the hairline. What about here? Higher, lower?
It's almost kind of below my temple area.
Like here?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one.
So now I want you to take a moment, close your eyes and think about your headache. Take 3 deep breaths for me. Tell me, how's your headache feeling? Did it change in its intensity or location at all?
It definitely feels loosened. I feel a lot looser and more relaxed.
Good.
Almost everywhere in my body.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how intense is the headache now?
Like a 2. It's almost gone.
So now we're gonna step out of the room and we'll keep talking about what happened in this acupuncture treatment. Haley just finished with her first acupuncture session. How are you feeling?
Really good. My headache is completely gone, which is really wonderful.
How did you feel during your acupuncture session?
Really good, very relaxed. I felt like I was breathing a lot deeper than I normally do. And a lot of my body was doing some twitching in random spots. Not just where the needle was, but it felt like my whole body was really responding to everything and feeling very connected.
What did it feel like when the needles came out?
Very similar to when they went in, just opposite, I guess. No pain, really, just a very interesting pull.
And how are you feeling now? Are you noticing any of the points?
Feeling really good, a little tired, but also energized in the same way. Like I could take a nap or I could go home and clean my house. A couple of the spots, the ones here particularly and one back here, is feeling just a little tender. Not bad, but tender, like there was a needle in it.
That can be really common. Often they say that the longer you feel a point, the longer it's working for you, and that's considered beneficial. But if it's really intense or annoying, applying heat or just massaging the points gently, keep them moving, will really help work out any extra soreness or stiffness, but a few hours to even up to a day can be really normal. With acupuncture, acupuncture is one part of Chinese medicine, and in addressing the whole person, there's often many different techniques we can use. With your particular set of symptoms, recommendations I would recommend would include maybe eating all cooked food, avoiding raw food and cold food that will create a lot of mucus and make you more prone to getting allergies and being triggered by seasonal winds, as we like to say in Chinese medicine. I would definitely recommend getting a lot of soup to just heat you up from the inside, and then bitter foods like dandelion leaves can really help to drain mucus if you're having any congestion. Hopefully, in terms of the vaccine headache, that will go away really quickly with just one headache, and we don't have to worry about it because this is a really new headache, and usually that will resolve with just 1 or 2 treatments. Allergies and more chronic headaches, that usually takes a little bit more work on your part and my part, so getting to create a place where the mucus and phlegm in your body are really, in Chinese medicine we like to call it transformed. And that's when you know you're really beyond having headaches and we've got you from controlling them to just being rid of them.